Welcome into the Energy Tech Podcast presented by OpSite Energy, where today we will be discussing the future of industrial automation operations, a series with special guest Bill Bane and Jerry Reeves. Guys, welcome to Canonsburg.
Hey, Jeff. This is going to be a good show. I am your co-host, Mike Flotis, with the Energy Tech Podcast, right here in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania, in the heart of the OpSite Energy Control Center. Again, with our guests. It's really great to have these guys. I've got Mr. Bill Bane and Jerry Reeves with Neeve. Guys, welcome again to the show. It's good to have you here.
Thanks, Mike. Good to see you.
You know, we've been talking a lot, and if you've been following us, subscribing and liking and sharing with your colleagues, a lot about Neeve. And, you know, some of the things around Neeve have been I'd say the product. And a lot of times whenever we're dealing with product, guys, people tend to put them in a box. And I want to address this up front because, you know, I think there's a saying, and maybe it's Albert Einstein, that if you want to get yourself out of a problem, you don't go into it with the same thinking that you had going into it. That's how you solve the problem. It's a different way of thinking. And I was thinking that when I think of Neeve, it is not so much that it's just a box. You know, you can stack us right behind us. We're guilty of this. If you look behind us, there's some boxes on the wall. You got them there. There you go. Okay, great. The only issue with that is that that product fits a box or a category of things you can do. But when I think of Neeve, I'm thinking of a platform that is a lot more dynamic, Bill, and I'm looking to you to kind of help me out here because I think my thinking's right in that this goes beyond just some piece of box. I talked with Jerry earlier, and Jerry was likening that to a Roku, which was a really good choice here in that, you know, if you really looked at it, Roku's it's not even a box. It's there. Without those platform elements, it's really nothing. And I think when you look at Neeve, its flexibility offers us the ability to look at this thing differently and get our thinking away from a box and look at a platform. Is that fair, Bill?
It's 2026, Mike. It's so fair. All right. Having come to market 15 years ago, there was a lot of OT box slop.
Yeah.
Now you've got to take a larger picture. Labor shortages, executives asking for more, data-driven decisions, all right? We got to get past the box.
Yeah.
With that said, we introduced industrial SASE earlier.
Right.
Right? Your group of peers can handle that. They'll Google it. They'll learn it like that. We also want to say, we're going beyond the box, the customer service. The platform we've been introducing all day today is a managed platform.
Yes.
Up to date always. Hardware is always refreshed. Software is always refreshed. It's living, it's alive, just like the internet and the market that's inside of it and outside of it. It's alive, man. Gone are the days when you can buy a static box and stay and think that you're operating there. Everything's too alive, Mike, all right? So we're bringing an alive, dynamic ecosystem. Jerry, take that to another level for me.
Yeah, love the word ecosystem. I think I came up with that one, but you know.
Yeah.
No, love the word ecosystem. And, you know, as we've talked in our past segments, it's been, you know, we've talked about applications, we've talked about compute, we've talked about connections, we've talked about remote access, right? All the pieces that are required to interact and engage each other for a successful operational space. The box is one piece of that, right? The box really is a translator. It translates the physical edge, that network automation piece, into Neeve.
Right.
That's all it is.
Yeah, so it's a vehicle.
It's a vehicle. Perfect. And once you have that vehicle, the entire Neeve ecosystem's open to you. That site, that location, that system, that skid that you deploy that box on now becomes part of your enterprise OT environment.
Yeah. I think you're right. It's dynamic. And, Bill, you said something earlier. You used a global word, which is, the internet. It's pretty dynamic. But I want to bring this home to what Neeve is solving anyway, and some of the areas where they're dynamic, but you see some areas it serves, but it's very dynamic. And I'll give you the first one, which is cybersecurity. The threat vectors change every week. It changes so often. And I think when I think of Neeve, I'm thinking of a platform that is not just tied to, well, these are the only sets of things you can accomplish. I'm seeing a platform that is much more robust. It is dynamic, and it moves along with the complicated or modern, not complicated, but the modern and strategic attack vectors that are happening, especially when people start introducing AI. I think you're going to see that. And then what I understand is that with Neeve and the platform, you're going to get requirements where you're going to still receive and see those updates, whether that's NIST or if that's a CISA guideline. It's always up to date and protecting even your legacy systems, right?
Let me jump in and say, yes, all of that. And you can't forget operational updates.
Yes.
All right. Software changes, edge hardware changes. It all changes, man.
Yeah.
And when you don't have to rip and replace every 5 years, when you can keep an ecosystem up to date because it's software from the kernel to the cloud. Can I say that, Chair? From the kernel to cloud. I came up with that one.
Yeah,
man.
you did come up with that one.
All right.
You're
All right.
being
So,
creative today.
so I think to respond to your, what's interesting about this is it is a full data fabric, a full ecosystem, and it is ongoingly maintained by our firm.
Right.
All right. So gone are the days of trying to send an email or make a phone call to customer service. Now what's available in 2026 is if you took a bunch of OT guys and they said, we have this problem, this problem, this problem, edge compute, cloud agility, cybersecurity, those three things, could we have it? Now you can, and we'll handle it for you, and it'll be less expensive than what you're currently doing. That's a win all the way around, Mike.
Yeah. So I think, now I think what you're saying is, okay, it's also the support. So before we even talk about that, Bill, I'm still stuck on this idea that you can get away from the thinking where it used to be just, I have to have this capital expense. In oil and gas and energy, they typically write the AFE, the authorization for expenditure. And everybody's mind is so stuck on, hey, this could be our I call it their lifetime event. We could purchase this, my career, over the next few years, I might purchase this one boxed product. And then when I have it, I better pray that if we buy it, it's at least good for 10 years. Like you're thinking like that. What we're all suggesting is get away from that thinking. You don't have to do that anymore. You're getting that, plus you're getting the life of support that is integrated with that, right? That's where you're going with it.
We're not suggesting to move past that. We're imploring you
Yeah.
to move past the set it and hope mentality. Cybersecurity is way too dynamic. Now you can have a platform. It's cost effective.
Yeah.
Hardware gets updated when it needs to be. Your tunnels are updated. Your zero trust is updated. Everything is maintained for you.
Right.
Game changer. Tell me I'm wrong, Jer.
Not wrong. Not wrong. And I think the industry struggles, Mike, because yes, when they were purchasing static assets that had no software, no cyber,
Yeah.
set it and forget it. Buy a contactor or a soft start or something like that wasn't networked, and you buy it and hope it lasts 10 years and game on, right?
Right.
As soon as this box gets an update, it's a different box,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Whether it's cyber, whether it's operational, whether it's functionality, as soon as it gets an update, it's a different box.
Right.
It's a perfect fit for that recurring model. And, I heard it plenty in, past histories. Yeah, we only buy CapEx. No, you don't. You
Right.
have cell phone plans. You have software renewals. You have
Right.
all these other things that are part of your industry. So your business can support it.
That's right.
What we're missing, though, is the fundamental understanding and recognition that this box is a dynamic piece.
Yes.
It is also only one small component of an overall ecosystem that is providing you immense value far and beyond the recurring expense.
No, I think you're right. And the best in my mind, you triggered a thought in my head, but, I might own a 2023 small car, 2022 small vehicle. I can't push an over-the-air update for my car that makes it new. I can't do it.
Can't.
But, and again, I'm not saying this is synonymous with Tesla. Just understand what I'm saying here. What I am saying is that the minute I drove that car off the lot, that 2023, it lost 40% of its value. What I'm hearing is that similar to a Tesla, I'm going to drive off, I'm going to receive that over-the-air update, and it becomes valuable in the sense of information, in the sense of its platform, right? If once I leave off the lot with my Hyundai, guess what? It's the same thing I left with. I just lost a 40% value. What we're saying here is that, or at least I'm saying, we are taking a platform, and you're right, Jerry, it's a new box, because tomorrow there might be a threat vector where we need to go beyond the AS256 encryption. We gave you a new box. Is that fair? I mean, I don't think I'm wrong here to say that. I think that's what I'm suggesting, is that with some OTA or some dynamic pieces that are part of the elements of Neeve, that's what you're getting.
Yeah, and I would say I would also reinforce that by saying that's the type of experience that the industry expects.
Yeah.
Right? You're investing in these platforms. You're investing in these softwares like Ignition, right? You're investing in this advanced automation like Siemens and Rockwell,
Right.
that's providing all this source data for you.
Yeah.
You want that level of ongoing improvement on the hardware that already exists, because that's what provides the next level of value along that chain.
Yeah. So yeah, and that falls in that typical. I mean, everyone likes to use a platform as a service sometimes, and Bill, how do you convince a CFO that they can get out of that traditional model? Like because I'm going to reach an OT person, but you're a good looking guy, I like that hair. You tend to hit the C-suite. So I've got to convince that CFO that hey, that you don't have to think in those terms anymore.
Yeah. So, if you want to buy it in a CapEx model, buy it that way.
Yeah.
Give us a check. Done. All right. And it's 2026. We have to help. So the CISO will help on helping the CFO understand we got to stay dynamic.
Yes.
And if he or she's got to write a check, fine, write a check. Go
Yes.
the other way. I want to focus also, Mike, on the service providers out here. I feel like a lot of this conversation is about the end user, the big customers out West Texas and all of that, up here in Canonsburg.
Right.
Let's focus about service providers right now.
Yeah.
Think about you guys out there winning 2, 3, 4 year SLAs, engaging in those SLAs, and being able to put this right into that. Wow.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, your entire plumbing, everything is handled for you, and you can stay focused on that high value hourly rates. You're not worried about fixing the plumbing and all that. It's a minimal aspect, and it lets everything happen. Big time. To me, this is a big win for the service community.
No, I think you're right. So if you're in the tech space, in terms of what I'm hearing from that is, if you're in the tech space, whether it's industrial, OT, IoT, OT, or IT, meaning you have different players.
Yep.
Who are the players? Systems integrators that typically live in the OT industrial space and they straddle that IT layer. Then you have an MSP that sits on the IT layer.
Yep.
I'll give you a good example. Jeff and I went to go visit with a client in California. and it was an MSP that we partnered with because they didn't have the expertise on that OT side of the house. So they brought us in because we speak IT. We've been on the island. I've been on the island. So able to go and translate what it is needs to happen. My point to you is that what Neeve is doing is transcending that and giving over that ability for systems integrators and MSPs on each side of the problem, the ability to maximize Neeve. Is that fair? Is that kind of
To
accurate?
maximize their own value services.
Yes.
Neeve is hidden underneath because it's the plumbing. Nobody sees the plumbing,
Yeah.
but it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So, in other words, that fits well with, if I'm a systems integrator, that fits well if I'm an MSP.
Yeah, it does.
Take that, run with it.
Yeah.
You can still rely on the setup that's made simple. You can still work with the aligned system engineering. You can still fall in line with the support that's available for anyone that's in that part of the tech space, right?
Yeah, not to mention, you then inherit, your brand inherits, and I know the systems integrators out in Texas, I love them all. We're going to be calling them.
Yeah.
Call us first. You inherit this SOC 2 readiness. You inherit zero trust. You inherit a cybersecurity. Your brand inherits that cybersecurity
Right.
that differentiates you in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So let me go through these real quick because I think it's real important elements that we touch that match or help out regardless of what side of that you sit on or where you're at and how you serve your customer. The first one I always look at is the simplicity. The complexity's gone, right? Cost, complexity, and cyber, right? I think those three things. That's
Three
a
Cs.
setup made simple. Always.
That was you.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. So I got that from Jerry. And so, yeah, typically in my mind, those are the first three things I look at. And I start with the top, which is the setup is simple. There's some global fulfillment that happens. I think I understand with Neeve. There's cloud managed elements, and then there's built-in security. So you really have a lot of setup made simple items that are, people like to use the word done for you. Have you guys ever heard that? Everyone wants to be a carnival salesman, done for you. Like
Right.
that's why I stay away from that word. But I will say in this case, it fits the bill where it's setup made simple is really done for you in that space.
Yeah, this thing ships.
Yeah.
Ready to be plugged in. You've done work with us on the front end. It ships to wherever you plug it in, you're done.
Yes. I think the other part is the systems engineering. So having, the likes of Jerry on the show, you basically get access to a Jerry. maybe I'm stretching here, but I don't think I am.
Jerry's from 11 time zones who, by the way, will let you know in sub 3 minutes if any connection is broken.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think what you're doing is basically you're going to engage sorry, Jerry, but you're an expert. You're going to engage an expert, right? From the time that you unbox to adoption.
Yep.
So in that process, Bill, from the selling to the adoption, you're really going to have that expert. I think you can also track progress too, and surface insights based on the access that you're given from the web interface. So it's got lots of really cool tools that I've had the chance to see and work with. So you're really getting some good systems engineering tools that are built right in. And for those of you watching, I do want to point out and listening that with Neeve, we're going to be working out a webinar so that we can walk through the Neeve product and show you how simple it is. In fact, we bet that webinar is not going to be for an hour. It can be done in a short order amount of time to show you how quickly you can set that up and deploy it.
Yep.
So that's all I wanted to point out. Neeve has pretty much a success partner regardless of where you are in the space.
Well, I really want to amplify that, Mike. It's OT 101, developed by IT with a managed service, managed platform that keeps you up and secure all day long. What on earth is not to love about that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's solid.
Yeah, Jerry, I think you're right, Jerry. I think, the other thing is that I get it. It's Neeve.ai. I think I get that part, but I also realize that you're getting real support with real people, and I think that, for me, is the one thing too that's part of the Neeve expectation is you're not just trying to deploy a chat bot to answer general questions, right? I mean, come on.
Right.
That is how many we deploy AI, and really what it is, I'll be honest, I know because I've built them. They're tiny add-ons to somebody's website, which is a chat bot that answers a dictionary set of questions. Am I wrong here? It's a dictionary set of questions, and they call it AI. And it's a chat bot designed to do that. And we're not talking about small players. We are talking about the Fortune 500s that do this.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I'm thinking that, when you work with Neeve, you're getting that real support from real people 24/7 that are experts and have direct escalation of issues.
Yeah, it's Neeve is an ecosystem built for the OT,
Yeah.
and the markets that we serve engage critical infrastructure.
Yeah.
If they're going to use Neeve as critical infrastructure, it's a mandate that we have that level of support, right?
Right.
It's to have that backing, that managed platform backing, whether you're an end user, whether you're a service provider, whether you're a system integrator, everybody wins.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, those networks, those connections, those compute environments, their uptime is critical to that enterprise.
Yeah.
And when that enterprise succeeds, then Neeve succeeds,
Yeah.
and vice versa. So we're going to provide that support. We're going to provide those humans to ensure that from the first unboxing to your 1100th deployment,
Yes.
you've got full support end to end during your operations.
And I also wanted to find, when we talk about, critical infrastructure. So if you're listening or watching, hopefully you like and subscribe, but critical infrastructure is not just an oil and gas pipeline. If you are designated by both the TSA, CISA, PHMSA, or in manufacturing sites that are considered critical infrastructure, I think I have a saying, and that is free advice is exactly what it's worth. But in this case, I will tell you that it is in your interest if you support, operate, serve, deploy, and work on critical infrastructure in any of those spaces, you need to consider looking at the potential and looking at Neeve as the platform for setups, alignment, real systems engineering, real people, and then finally looking for that continuously updated and dynamic infrastructure. Did I miss anything there, guys?
I mean, but why wouldn't you look at something new? Why would you stay stuck in 2014?
Yeah.
All right. And look at it. If you don't like it, you move on.
Yeah.
But I'm here and I got this guy here. So he blessed it. So,
Yes.
Well, and you need that regulation-wise,
Yes.
but you also need it to maintain your competitive advantage.
yeah.
Yeah,
If
you're right.
If you're not keeping your operational systems, your operational infrastructure up to date, evolved with the latest in standards, cybersecurity, operation solutions,
Yeah.
you're gonna concede your position.
Yep.
Yes.
And this is the big race, right?
Yep.
Yes. And, again, if you caught up on the other episodes, our focus on this one is about, the platform. Okay, this Neeve platform, get away from the box. It's about a platform. And this team is going to talk more about it. And we want to mention something here because I think it's critical because we're coming short on our time. Man, how quickly it moves here, man.
Yeah.
But I want to make say something here, and that is the team at Neeve, along with the Energy Tech, we will both be at ENTELEC this year in April. I'm going to have Jeff look at those dates. Jeff, I know he's working the booth right now, but we're going to call out some dates in April, and you're going to want to engage Neeve, and you're going to want to engage the Energy Tech team because at that point, you can gain more info about the platform and get out of the box that you're in and move towards that platform and make some good decisions. And we will be there in April.
April 6th through 9th.
April 6th through 9th in Galveston as part of ENTELEC. The team at Neeve will be there as well. They'll have their booth. And what we are going to do is we will have guests. They will be one of our, what I call critical guests on the show, to talk through your topics and issues. So if you're a producer, if you're a midstream player, if you're an energy customer, data center, water, wastewater, critical infrastructure, building maintenance, building management, airport, you name it, find us there at ENTELEC, and we want to engage you. Neeve will have their booth. We will be there. We want to hear from you, and I think this is an outstanding way for you to get a firsthand engagement with this team right here. You guys want to add anything else to that? I hope that kind of.
I do. I want to say this. Yeah, come see us in Galveston. Call us before then. Let's do a no-cost 2 or 3 site trial. Get you familiar with the tech. By the time you get to Galveston, you'll be up and running.
There you go. So everyone always has an unbox for Neeve. I'm calling this a get out of the box.
Ooh.
Look
Okay.
at Mike.
Forget the.
Can I get one of those for my wife?
Yeah. Yes. Everyone always
doghouse.
says, let's do an unbox. I say, let's get out of the box. Let's talk about the platform. Let's do that. And let's quit talking and let's get it to your site. Let's get it deployed. Let's talk about a platform that gets deployed. So not an unbox, a get out of the box. And Jeff, I think we'll have that hashtag to get out of the box. We're going to have some links for Neeve, some links for the ENTELEC podcast. And guys, we are out of time, but this was a good show. And now our listeners and watchers have something to look forward to. And with that, I am your co-host, Mike Flotis, with the ENTELEC podcast. Guys, it's really good to have you here on the show, man. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Fun, Mike.
Out of the box.